Sarah Huckabee Sanders, queen of the press room and mother of lies. Ever since a Virginia chicken restaurant asked her to leave this weekend, the big debate in America has been, do government officials have the right to be left alone when they're off the clock? If Sarah Huckabee Sanders gets asked to leave a restaurant, or if Kirstjen Nielsen is heckled while she's eating Mexican food, if Stephen Miller is out on a date and somebody, I'm messing with you, that'll never happen. Come on. No, for real though, the question is it right for people to protest government officials if they see them in public? And if you listen to a lot of cable news pundits, they have the answer.
We need to stop all this and begin to behave in a civilized manner.
If we can't agree to disagree and let each other be, and neither side wants to do that, it becomes a problem.
There are certain lines, I think, that even in this breakdown of civility we've had in politics that people realize you shouldn't cross.
Are you allowed to just kick someone out because you don't agree with their policies or their beliefs? Whatever happened to tolerance?
Well, yes. Whatever happened to tolerance? Tolerance got grabbed by the pussy. Didn't you hear? You didn't hear? Yeah. That's what happened to tolerance. Trump called her an animal, locked her up, and threw her kids in a cage. That's what happened to tolerance. Like, these people have more amnesia than the characters in a Lifetime movie. What happened to tolerance? And you know, we've also heard people say that it's fine to protest government officials as long as you do it during business hours.
Protesters target other prominent Trump officials and supporters during their personal time.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders is at a restaurant with her family, 7 people there. Are her kids watching this? Are her kids seeing her mom being harassed just because they don't agree with her political opinions?
It's funny how these people are saying administration officials shouldn't be protested during their off hours, as if the administration's policies only work from 9 to 5. Yeah? It's not like when the White House staff goes home every night, all of a sudden everyone in America is like, woohoo! I have health care back until 9 a.m. tomorrow! Yeah! I've only got health care for the evening. Does anyone know a good night dentist? Yeah? And by the way, night dentist is the job Stephen Miller looks like he should have. Just by the way. And also, let's not get it twisted. That restaurant owner didn't ask Sarah Huckabee Sanders to leave because of her opinions. Okay? She's a senior official of the Trump administration, not some rando with a blog. This person was protesting the government. Sarah Huckabee Sanders just happened to be a part of the government who showed up in her restaurant. Right? It's like if I had beef with the Teletubbies. It may have started with Lala, but if Tinky Winky shows up, some shit is going down. It's going down. Basically, people in power would like to be insulated from the effects of their actions. But if you're in a position where you can influence other people's lives, you shouldn't be shocked when you hear from the people whose lives you affect. Like, even athletes get booed by their fans when they're not doing a good job. And sports has no actual effect on people's lives. A missed shot has never shut down a community center, okay? Never happens. I mean, except for that one Shaq free throw. That destroyed everything. But other than that. And the thing to notice here for me is calls for civility. When people are like, you gotta be more civil, you gotta be more civil. It always tends to come from people in a position of privilege, right? Which I understand, to be honest. You know, the person winning in Monopoly is never the person flipping the board. Yeah. If you own all the hotels, you'd be like, hey, let's not fight about whose turn it is. Let's just enjoy the game. Come on, guys. Whereas everyone else is like, I've been in jail for 7 hours. If this game goes any longer, I'll miss my appointment with my night dentist. Oh, by the way, Night Dentist is now a hit show on CBS. Night Dentist. When the sun goes down, the cavities come out. And you know what gets me? You know what really gets me? Is in this whole argument when people say, but Trevor, why can't we be polite? Why not fight hate with love, just like Gandhi and Nelson Mandela? Don't ever forget, in their time, people were not exactly happy with how they protested, right? The British called Gandhi an agitator. Governments around the world called Nelson Mandela a terrorist. And every day we see people on the news and social media saying, why can't these protesters be more like Martin Luther King? He was civil. That's why he named it the Civil Rights. But what you forget is back when Martin was marching, people were complaining about him the same way these people are complaining about protesters right now.
People in Georgia are sick and tired of Martin Luther King. Wherever he's been, he's attempted to stir up strife and disorder and violence. The best thing for King to do is to get out of Alabama as quickly as he can because he's a menace to the peace of this city.
Martin Luther King and his coterie of troublemakers who jump about the South like so many fleas on a hot griddle and cause racial rashes where none have heretofore existed.
Wow, racists back then were so eloquent. A coterie. And I like that he says Martin Luther King created racial tension where none existed. Like Dr. King went into the South and was like, y'all are black. What? And I know that those leaders may have been racist, but even some people who said they agreed with what Dr. King stood for still didn't approve of how he did it. In fact, at one point, he had a 63% disapproval rating in the US. So look, all I'm saying is, what happened to Sarah Huckabee Sanders isn't nice, but as a government official, people protesting your policies is part of the job. And the good news is, Sarah, there's a ton of other chicken places you can go and eat. Yeah. And if you're struggling to find one, just ask your boss.